Hello everybody, it is Reaper Games, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about DBD Twitter. Twitter in general to me is a cesspool where most people who use it seem to throw away their morals and basic critical thinking. The DBD community on this app is no exception. I've seen in the past some wild opinions, mainly entitlement from both killer and survivor, but this tweet thread I'm about to show you guys goes beyond simple entitlement.
I'm putting this out there now. If you down someone in DBD and hump them, you're 110% weird.
This is the initial tweet, and I have to say, I agree with it, to an extent. If you're a killer and down a survivor and decide to hump a survivor, I can totally see how that's weird. To me, the weird line is crossed when you choose to spend more than a few seconds doing this. I take this and hitting on hook the same as teabagging and pointing as a survivor. A little BM doesn't hurt anybody. His reply to his tweet starts to muddy the water a bit, sparking some of the most wild opinions I've ever seen about this game.
Teabagging is also weird in a lot of cases, but it has interpretations and nuance. Humping is fairly explicit in what it's trying to communicate.
With this tweet, I can somewhat agree to what he's saying. If we're going to say a killer humping someone is weird, then let's keep it consistent with survivors teabagging. I try to keep it fair for the most part for both sides when it comes to these types of opinions. I also see what he means by survivors who teabag has a bit of nuance because it could mean chase me or thank you if another survivor or teammate heals them. The only gripe I have with this tweet is the word explicit. I only know of 2 killers that have an actual crouch function, so again, the killer equivalent to a survivor teabagging is this or hitting on hook. There's not much a killer can do to BM during chase, so here's the alternative. Look, I'm still on board with someone thinking a killer's version of teabagging is weird, but we're slightly getting into the entitlement territory with this tweet in my opinion. When I first read this as a killer main who was a bit biased, I took it as killers who BM is weird and survivors who BM is okay. There is a reason why I thought this, and I'm going to show you guys why.
Also, no one talks about it, but Nemesis are notorious for whipping characters of color. It needs to be talked about more.
I'm sorry, but as Nemesis, what are you supposed to do with your secondary power? Now, I totally understand that there is weirdos who tunnel out people of color and LGBTQ people, but how far are we going to draw the line? I'm not sure if I've ever personally seen this happen before, and I'm not 100% sure if this is notorious. In my experience as Nemesis, this is another form of killer BM, and I've had instances where survivors will get upset or mad over it. And Bob. What? That's for the teabag. And you guys actually did good. The zombies are pretty good that game.
To know why killers feel the need to hit on hook. I didn't even do anything toxic.
I didn't mean to body blow you.
You're like, oh, did somebody get mad?
Did someone get mad?
I'm aware that there's assholes in this game, especially with the whole Bubba and Claudette face issue, but I feel like this is a stretch. The next replies, I can't really defend as much.
I would really like it to be a reportable offense. Mocking sexual assault isn't okay in my book.
I'm not sure how we got to this point, but good lord, this is too far. I can get behind a killer humping you being weird if they do it for a long time, or there being assholes in this game signaling out groups of people, but this is the line that I draw. We need to, as a community, sometimes sit back and realize that this is quite literally a game about the worst killers in fiction imaginable being sent to a realm of survivors who were forced there, living in hell, dying over and over again. It makes me wonder if any of these people in the DBD community have ever seen any of the movies or played any of the games where most of these killers come from. In the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the killer kills his victims and actually takes their faces and wears them as a mask. Pretty gruesome, right? In the movie Aliens, which is my all-time favorite, as you can tell, people are essentially glued to a wall, being forcefully impregnated by an alien species that is born by literally bursting out of people's chests. Look, I'm against sexual assault, and I'm willing to bet most people are, but BMing as a killer in a video game is definitely not mocking sexual assault. Sexual assault is an awful, deplorable action, and so is murder. Should we go ahead and report killers for murdering then? Again, how far is too far? Here's another comment replying to a tweet saying how teabagging on both sides is okay.
Nah, humping is so funny to do though, lol, and even as a survivor I always laugh when the killer humps me, lol.
Okay, cool, you support sexual assault, have a good day.
Might I add, this is from a different person. It's honestly wild to me that this is a shared opinion with multiple people. Here's the final replies that make me realize that we have somewhat of a problem with parts of the DBD community. Now, this isn't news to most people, but this honestly shows me that it's worse than I actually thought.
Most of the It's Just Pixels bro community showing themselves right now. Just turn off the screen is something offends you.
This was the original creator of the main tweet, and I just have to fundamentally disagree with this reply. In my opinion, it is just a game, and saying that a killer BMing is sexual assault is too much. This is why earlier I brought up entitlement. This reply right here proves the mentality of some survivors. The same survivors that I get salty reactions from. Doing things as small as hitting on hook or nodding your head as killer is seen as making these people's lives miserable. When converting my channel mainly to DBD content, I wanted to spread the message of not being toxic to others at the end of games, but also treating this as a game because, you know, it is one. I want to reiterate that yes, a killer humping you and keeping you slugged for a long time can definitely be seen as weird, but what you need to realize is this is an opening for toxic people to come out and believe almost everything a killer does should be a bannable offense or at least some sort of terrible action. Video games are supposed to be fun and somewhat of a stress reliever. We are all human, and it's totally fine to get tilted in a game. But if something in this game or any other game gets you that riled up, maybe it's time to actually listen to those people telling you to take a break. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way and really self-reflect. Not all is lost though. Here's a reply to perfectly wrap up everything that I've said.
Isn't teabagging explicit also? Pretty sure when people did it in old games it was them squatting on someone's body to slap them with their bag. I don't find it that weird. I only find the killer weird when they bleed you out and do it for 5 minutes, but that's a different reason.
Well, that's all I really wanted to say on this matter. Let me know though, what are your thoughts on this whole discussion? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let me know if you want to see more content like this. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of making series, so if you guys like videos like these, then I will definitely make this a series. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. I will see you guys very, very soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.